As One Piece fans, what can we expect from Eiichiro Oda, the editors? What can we expect from One Piece in 2020? Because this year, it's very obvious, given his Jump Festa comments, that Oda is planning for a lot when it comes to One Piece this year. Not only that, but we can expect a lot of outside factors to influence the story. And on top of that, Oda, from a long-term standpoint, it looks like he wants to end the story within 5 years, and he's quite serious about that. But before we get to what can we expect from One Piece 2020, let's first go back to 2019, because 2019 was a very busy and bustling year for One Piece. Because not only do we have Act 2 concluding, and honestly, some of the best chapters, keep it real, some of the best chapters in One Piece were dropped last year. I.e. chapter 957, when you have the Yonko bounties. Black we already knew, but then we have my boy, the strongest man in the verse, Red Hair Shanks. You have Big Mama. You have Kaido, ro. Then you have the past bounties of Whitebeard, and Roja. Amazing, phenomenal. And then at the end of the year, we are going into the Chaden flashback, and now we're in the midst of that flashback. And I would say right now, give or take, like 3 or 4 more chapters, and that flashback is gonna be done. Now, if you go over to the anime started with the Wano country arc. And wow. Not only does the fan favorite character of Zoro return, but the animation is on point through and through. I mean, no, not through and through, because there are some parts that are like, ugh. But there are other parts that are like really damn good. And it's the same lads that also worked on the Dragon Ball Broly, the Dragon Ball Super Broly film. And for the most part, when they hype up scenes, like when it's very key scenes, they do gangbusters when it comes to the animation, when it comes to the fights. Very good stuff overall. So the anime has been going pretty strong in 2019. And when you look at the movie One Piece Stampede that released last year, wow, probably one of the best, if not the best, One Piece film. I would still put Film Z like just a bit over it, but One Piece Stampede did work. It did gangbusters.
What the f does it even mean?
In the box office, and it also had a lot of elements that were fairly important to the overall story of One Piece, i.e. Laugh Tale. And then we get to see characters like Rob Lucci and Crocodile, Fujitora, Mihawk doing work. It was overall just a really damn good movie, and the villain is really dope. Douglas Bullet, simple, straightforward, but my goodness, he's a beast. You gotta buy him blue when it comes out. Most definitely. 2019 was a very busy and bustling year for One Piece. And this year, 2020, there's going to be a lot more when it comes to One Piece for damn sure, at least from the standpoint of the manga, because the manga is going to make some significant strides. So right now, we are again in the midst of the Chaden flashback, and that's going to end relatively soon, I'd argue, in around 3 to 4 chapters. Now, Oda himself stated at the end of 2019 during Jump Fest, and I quote, "Kozuki Oden's adventures, have you been enjoying them? I have to watch out for what is fine to reveal in these chapters while I'm drawing them. If I don't restrain myself, I might end up revealing every secret in the series. That said, while we're focusing on these flashbacks for now, the importance behind Luffy and the others' adventures and the meaning behind their fights so far will soon become clear to us. At this point, the Wano Country arc is reaching its core, and that means the climax. I've been excited to draw these parts of the arc. And on the flip side, Sabo will, ... oh my god. Vivi will, ... oh my god. Hancock will, ... oh my god. Okay, enough of that. So, obviously, Sabo and Vivi, very important, because Sabo, he's in trouble. At least it appears that he's in trouble because Dragon, a lot of folks put him at the strongest person in the verse. Monkey D. Dragon was sweating buckets when the news was revealed about what's going on with Sabo. And then we know that Garp was talking to Shiroshi about Vivi. And when it came to Im-sama, Imu, someone who potentially is the end, potentially the final villain of One Piece, Im-sama has Vivi's photo in his hand. What's going on? Clearly, the interlude between Act 3 and Act 4 is going to be very important because it's going to touch upon Sabo and Vivi. And a lot of folks theorize that Bartholomew Kuma is involved because Kuma, using his powers, may have actually sent Sabo to Wano country. A lot of folks believe that Wano country is going to be, at some point, it's going to be not just a war and a battle between the samurai and Luffy and company, and potentially, let's say, his Grand Fleet against Big Mom pirates, but mainly the Beast pirates and the samurai. But also folks believe that Blackbeard, Shanks, Sabo, Marines, they're all going to come in, which is going to be insane. Like, that's Marine Forward War and then some. If you're going to have, like, what, 3, 4, all 4 Yonko in the same island, in the same territory, plus you're going to have the Marines hop in, plus you're going to have Luffy and potentially the Stride Grand Fleet come in. It's going to be crazy if all that happens. So, clearly, the interlude between Act 3 and Act 4 is going to be very, very important. Not only that, but Hancock will. Hancock will what exactly? Because right now, who's en route to Boa Hancock? Kobe. A lot of the Kobe fanboys and fangirls, their pants and panties are moist with all sorts of fluids. They can't wait. They're ecstatic. Oh my God. Kobe! What you doing, buddy? Boa Hancock. I mean, listen, I expect Boa Hancock to do what she does best. But because they're both fans of Luffy, I'm not going to expect much from Hancock unless the SSG is involved. Because the SSG, according to Fujitora, it's good enough to where we don't need the Shichibukai system anymore. So Boa Hancock could be the unfortunate first test dummy of whatever the SSG is. So even though Kobe can do his thing, Boa Hancock is still one of the fiercest women in One Piece. And I would argue it would be a big injustice for Boa Hancock to be struggling or taken out, captured by, let's say, Kobe. So I'd argue if that does happen to Boa Hancock, let's say we see her and she's an impel down, then I would, which would be, which again, the Kobe fanboys and fangirls. But the biggest thing here obviously would be the context. And that context, I would assume, would involve the SSG. So SSG could be revealed to us this year as well. And when it comes to Sabo and Vivi, this would also maybe involve Blackbeard as well, because Blackbeard was on the move in chapter 956 last year. And Blackbeard could be either going for Sabo or he could be going for Alabasta, because Alabasta is involved in some way, shape, or form, because Vivi and Cobra are involved, you'd argue, easily. Vivi's clearly involved, and Cobra you'd assume as well. And this could potentially involve ancient weapons, i.e. ancient weapon Pluton. So, again, we have to look at it from the overall standpoint of this year, you can say comfortably is like the beginning of the end of the One Piece story as a whole, because it looks like Oda, he wants to get to the climax, because he says once again, at this point, the Wano Country arc is reaching its core or its climax. The Wano Country arc right now, we're in the middle of a Chaden flashback. Again, give or take a few more chapters and that's going to be over. So we're going to go back to real time. And if we follow a Kabuki play theme, Act 3 should be very dramatic, tragedy, and so on. Which for me, either in Act 3 or Act 4, I expect Law to die. Which I will save the reasons why for another video entirely. But in my mind, someone's going to die and I think it's going to be Law. I really do. That being said, when exactly in this year? There is something very important that's happening this year in Japan. And I'm gonna give big ups to my boy Mugiwara Matt B. When we were talking, I think it was during one of his streams, it made a lot of sense because this year is gonna be the Olympics in Japan. 2020 is the Olympics and they start in July. And one of the ambassadors for the 2020 Olympics is Luffy. One of the ambassadors to promote the Olympics is Monkey D. Luffy. Goku's there, Naruto as well, Sailor Moon, and a few other characters. It would behoove Oda and Shueisha and so on to have tremendous events, the most hype events in Wano country, like the major fight stuff, in Act 3 or at the beginning of Act 4. That's probably going to happen come July and August. Because again, that's when the Olympics are going to be going down in Japan. And understand that in a kabuki play, there's only 5 acts, and the 5th act is a very short, like, conclusion act. So Act 4 and Act 3 are gonna be fairly long acts. I would argue that Act 3 could be longer and Act 4 may not be as long. So I would say that Wano Country will be coming to an end. It'll be in Act 4 for sure, come the end of the year. Maybe even going to Act 5 come the end of the year. And then next year, 2021, so let's say somewhere around March 2021, Wano Country will be over, because that 5th act should not be that long. So this year, I'm going to expect, when it comes to the fights, a lot of meats and cheeses when it comes to the One Piece manga. And of course, the One Piece anime are gonna take a lot of those fights and drag them out, make them really good. Hopefully, I am praying that the Sanji raid suit, oh please, just get Naotoshi. Just get Naotoshi. Make it good, make it really, really good, please. Please, I need it. My soul needs it. Sanji. All right, but that being said, so again, Olympics, 2020 Japan. That's going to influence the story, I'll think, most definitely. Just how normally come the end of the year, One Piece, the last chapter of the year, or like the last few chapters of the year tend to be like, you know, oh my god, chapters. Another thing that I want to point out, and I saw this on Dritch's Twitter page, there was a comment made, and I forgot where it was from exactly, but here it is. Oda wants to go on a round the world trip when One Piece is finished. He says that he would like to visit Asian countries such as India. He also says that he wants to take a break during One Piece's serialization to visit world heritages, which require physical strength to go. He wants to visit various countries by the time he's 50 years old. And mind you, Oda already said that he wanted to end One Piece last year in about 5 years. This, mind you, is surprising to someone like Naito, who was Oda's former editor, because he said before that there was no way Oda was going to finish the story in 5 years. But he then took that back and said, actually, no. Considering the current pace of the Wano Country arc, the current pace of one arc, making Naito now believe that yes, in fact, the One Piece story could finish in 5 years' time. That's how pivotal Wano Country is to the overall flow of the story, which is why I've been saying before that this arc is relatively fast, which sounds nuts, but that's how much content is in Wano from the standpoint of character and mythos and world building and so on. But yet, again, finishing in 5 years, Oda wants to go on a trip around the world and visit various countries by the time he's 50, and right now Oda is 45. Right now Oda is 45. So 2020, 22, 23, 24 are the end stages of One Piece. Potentially 2025 as well. And because the Olympics are hitting this year in July, we can expect some major fights coming around that time. Definitely, without question. That is my take on what we're going to expect for One Piece this year. Let me know your stance on the subject matter at hand, and I'm gonna catch you guys and gals later. Be sure to rate the video. It is not that hard to do. I guarantee you that, because I know that you all have a device called Zemaosu. You use Zemaosu to click, rate the video, to click, subscribe, to click on that bell to join the squad. And of course, as always, once again, feel free to please do comment in the comment section down below. Let me know your stance once again on the subject matter at hand. Peace, and have a nice goddamn day.